Folks, how we doing today? So we got September 11th, and we all know what happened that day 20 years ago, and I'll get around to do a video on that. I got about 8 o'clock in the morning here in Las Vegas in Pacific Standard Time. So I'd like to talk about Jahiem. Man, this guy is the R&B singer that a lot of people know. This guy's in a lot of trouble, okay? And this is confirmed proof of this man abusing dogs. And I want to get into that in a second here. I want to talk about a couple of things, all right? And also he broke probation. But it kind of reminded me when I heard this article. It was late last night. I didn't get a chance to put it out last night because I was tired. When I got off work, I came home and got something to eat and went to bed. But I think it's like it reminded me like in Numbers 22nd chapter, 23rd verse. I can remember I looked at it again, but there's a scripture about the church of Baal in Canaan, and there was a donkey, right, that refused to move, and Baal, the priest of Baal or whatever, punished the dog. He whooped the dog or the donkey. The donkey. He punished him because he didn't move, and the donkey was all like, "Don't be whooping on me or whatever. I'm your donkey." Okay. So, there was a couple of scriptures about mistreating the animals or whatever. You're not supposed to be cutting a limb off or whatever to punish an animal. Okay, there's a right way to sacrifice at the time where they did make sacrifices to animals and all that. All right, but that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be a sacrifice. Either they were scapegoated, or there were sacrifice for the meat and the fat and all that. Okay, to the Most High. Okay, again, that's a reason for that. Okay, which now when this incident happened, there was some dogs that I guess from a distress call, I don't know, about some dog I guess was crying or something. Somebody heard it and they called the police. This happened up there, in fact, up there in North New Jersey, up there around New Brunswick, or that other city up there, Somerset. All right, it's been so long since I've been up that way. 6 dogs, different types of dogs or whatever, okay, including some pups that were pretty much distressed, and they had to be euthanized. A couple of them had to be euthanized. And it's from my understanding that Jahiem was in another area and he was arrested for another crime, another offense, and he was on probation. So not only that, he's dealing with a 3rd-degree animal mistreatment, but he broke probation for something else. All right, so he's dealing with 3 different offenses now. All right, now let me break it. Let me say this, because it's kind of reminding you of Michael Vick, okay, and what happened back in 2007. And I can remember that incident where they were fighting dogs allegedly with other players in the NFL, and some dogs were being mistreated. I think end up getting euthanized or whatever the case is. But I was getting out of the Army when that happened. All right, and Michael Vick should not have gotten 2 years. All right, for mistreating those dogs. All right, I think it was something that got souped up bigger than what it was. But you have to look at what happened with Michael Vick. Okay, the reason why he ended up going to jail for 2 years. All right, now I'm from Hampton, Virginia. He's from Newport News, which is right next door. I knew people that knew Mike Vick, and somebody near and dear, one of my homeboys or whatever I played ball with, knew not only that he knew him, but he knew his father. Okay, been to his father's house and all that in a nearing community called Suffolk, Virginia, about 20 minutes away. Okay, and all he had to do, because they have a 30, 60, 90 days for the indictment, the preliminary trial and then the trial itself. But between 60 and 90s after preliminary trial, okay, that they told him to chill out. And what he did after they told him to chill out, okay, that he ended up getting caught smoking weed. And that's why he ended up getting that time, all right? They wanted him to chill out so he can catch other people, so he can try to catch other people and figure out how to gauge his punishment, okay? And Jahiem will, I think he is going to get some type of punishment, all right? But I'm hoping it's not going to be, you know, anything like extreme. But you also have to look, though, too, that he's Jahiem, and though he's been fairly, I'm not going to say irrelevant, but he hasn't done any big projects in a while, all right? He's 43 years old. He's still relevant, but he had some problems over the last few years, I think, trying to get record deals and trying to get, you know, booked as far as, you know, shows and all that. I had the opportunity to visit or to go see Jahiem when I was in Phoenix or whatever. They had a jazz festival some years back, about 7 years back, and that was a pretty good show. It was with him and Boys and Men and a couple others. I even had took pictures with Jahiem and Boys and Men and all that. Okay, yes, I did. So that's what Jahiem is facing here. But then breaking probation, that's going to be the kicker right there. All right, and it looks like to me, if they're going to factor those things, and they'll probably end up doing a little bit of time. That's what it looks like to me. Breaking probation is not good. And you need to remember one thing, that a lot of these different animal activist groups like PETA, man, they take their dog that dog mistreatment very, very seriously, okay? Some of those people, okay, and other groups, they treat killing a dog, okay, or an animal, all right, more extreme than killing a person. I mean, really. So there's probably going to be some type of pushback from especially from PETA about this. Okay, they're going to want to see something happen. I don't know. I pray that Jahiem, maybe I pray that this is just something he's going to have to learn from. But I pray that they don't find anything about, you know, when they say mistreating dogs, like, I'm saying, like, it is animal cruelty, but anything like penetrating those dogs or whatever with fingers or anything, I mean, I know this is a kind of graphic thing to say, but man, you do something like that, you probably looking at 20, 30 years. And I did a snippet of that before with a doctor that was doing stuff like that, and he ended up getting 30 years. Man, all I just say is, man, be careful about how you treat these dogs and other animals or whatever, okay? And he's not the only one. There's people that's being found with, I don't know, full of dog litter in their house and 50 dogs, and haven't, you know, taken care of them. They've been starving their cats or whatever. All right, and yes, they've caught people. They're basically like hoarders. Okay. Well, that's it on that. Let me know what you think. But he's in some deep shit though, y'all. Man. Multi-platinum artist, Jahiem. I had a few of his albums back in the day when he came out. And man, it's just, I don't know, it just breaks my heart to see a man that's going to end up in a situation like this. So, or in a situation like this. But anyway, I know this is not good news, but I'm just, you know, trying to bring, you know, something to stimulate thought and have some type of, I don't know, a little bit of maybe spiritual and worth of truth. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, leave your comments. Let me know what you think about this topic. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Winston Spivey at Cash App, or SPIVEW1 at UNLV nevada.edu for PayPal. All right, peace.